We are finally back. A bunch of issues this morning with the live stream, so we just rescheduled it. I had to run to the Apple store, actually get some stuff fixed with my computer. Stream crashed earlier, all good. I bought a new laptop, got some stuff fixed with the computer. Everything's all good now. We should be good to go, but crypto's been making a lot of major moves lately. We got a lot of exciting stuff to go over. I want to go over something very interesting. We're going to bring this to the front of the lineup. It says it's the last, but we're going to bring up something with Dogecoin first because we have a lot of exciting stuff with Dogecoin. Actually, some congressmen, people in the government in the US are purchasing Dogecoin over other coins, and this is surprising. Anyone in part of the Dogecoin community is going to love this. We're also going to go over the breaking news, the big stories coming out of China over the last 24 hours. They are just freaking out about crypto, cracking down, not letting anyone do anything. It's like if you say crypto, it's like they're going to put you in jail. Not really, but it seems like anyone who has something about crypto, they mention it, they do business with it, China's freaking out. So we're going to talk about that, what the impacts are on the market moving forward. We're also going to talk about a couple of things going on with hedge funds starting to pour more money in. Elon Musk, who recently tweeted about crypto, and a couple of other things there. So if you guys are just joining us, I appreciate all of you. Hope you're having a great day. And if you can, please be sure to like the stream. Let's see if we get up to 500 likes. And also, quick reminder, I'm starting a brand new series called Social Invest later today. Any topics you guys want us to talk about, it's going to be me just going out, talking to random people, just going about like my normal day-to-day life, talking about one specific investment, whether it's crypto or stock, every single day. So today we have an exciting episode planned there. Also, if any of you guys want to ever be on it, just DM me on Instagram. I'm happy to meet up with any of you guys to always film, just a topic about any stock that you guys want to talk about, whether it's in person, over a video chat. It's just like 2-3 minutes. Always open to that. You guys can always just message me, DM me on Instagram or on public.com. But anyways, let's get right into this stuff for today. We got a lot of exciting stories. People are still joining us, but let's get right into it. I'm going to have to fix... Here we go. We just got to put the screen on. Right now, the entire crypto market is doing actually very, very well, which is surprising because the market today is up 2.5% at a $1.47 trillion market cap. We're seeing Bitcoin right around that $35,000 mark. We're seeing Ethereum do extremely well. Also, Binance is up. Most things are in the green today. Dogecoin is slightly down, but for the most part, everything is either relatively stable or in the green. One of the big winners for today is actually Polkadot, which we've talked about quite a few times, and one of our favorites on the channel, which is Solana, one of the coins that I do own, is up 8%. A couple of key things with the technical indicators before we get into some of the major stories, breaking news for the day, is going to be, first of all, what's going on with Bitcoin and some of the technical indicators, which are pretty surprising. The first thing is with the 100-day moving average. This is something we always are looking at with regards to the 100-day and the 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. I like to look at the 4-hour chart. So the first thing is with the 100-day moving average on the 4-hour chart, what we're seeing is that we just recently passed the 100-day moving average. We broke above it, which is a sign that we could be entering a bull market. We broke above it on July 3rd, but then we came back down. We flirted with those levels again, but we're able to stay above it, which is a great sign. Next resistance that we would see would be around that $40,000 per coin range. So as long as we can stay above this 100-day moving average on the 4-hour chart, it could be a sign that we're entering a bull market. It could be a sign that we are going to test new highs and break through that $40,000 resistance and could have a bull market in the second half of the year. Same thing with the 50-day moving average. And the one thing that I also like to look at is Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has decreased over the last couple of days. It was as high as about 47% when the market was crashing with everything coming out from China. Now it's down to 44%. And whenever we see Bitcoin dominance start dropping, that's a sign that there's more optimism, more positive sentiment about the market, and people are just feeling good about where crypto is going, at least in the short term. So that's all good news. And let's talk about what's going on with China, because China came out with bad news, not great information, yet the market was still up. So that is actually something different. Every single time in the past, we like to look for what's happening, what's different, and what are the big changes. And this is the big change, because every time in the past that China has come out with some sort of negative news, whether it's banning cryptocurrency trading activities, whether it's banning Bitcoin mining, every single time that's come out, the market has tanked. Well, on a single day, the market had dropped 10% when the news came out from China. But now it seems like people are taking into consideration what's going on with China, and they're listening to it, but they're not letting them freak out anymore, because previously there was always an overreaction whenever China came out with negative news. But at this point, everyone's like, China is going to come out with negative news with crypto. It's not going to really have too big of impacts on the market. At this point, people are expecting bad news from China, so it's not having negative impacts on the market. And that's a very good sign. So what happened with China is that they shut down. They forced a business to close, a software company to close, over suspected involvement in crypto transactions. So they ordered a business, a software company, to close down because they were suspected to be doing business with cryptocurrency related organizations. That's crazy. That's crazy. So not only is China now saying you can't do any sort of crypto trading activities if you're a retail investor, and they're not only saying can you not mine Bitcoin, but they're saying if you simply associate yourself with a crypto business, we could shut you down. So that's not good for crypto, because China has a massive population, about 1.4 billion people. All these people, really, it's not easy for them to get in crypto anymore. It's becoming extremely more difficult because of regulations being put in place for cryptocurrency trading activities with banks, between Bitcoin mining. And now we're seeing that even if you're a business, if you in any way associate with crypto, you could be at risk and be targeted by the government and be shut down. So according to the central bank in China, they said, what they claim at least, is that it was necessary to shut down this business to prevent and control the risk of speculation in virtual currencies and protect the safety of public assets. So I don't know exactly what this firm was doing, but what it says is that they're a software company that was providing, that was assisting cryptocurrency related businesses. So it doesn't seem like, in my opinion, that they were really promoting virtual currency transactions. Yes, they had other businesses that they were working with, but it's really that shows the Chinese government is trying to control everything. They're trying to get rid of crypto because they're worried about it competing with the digital yuan, which China's been rolling out for a while. They've been rolling this out for a while. It's been getting serious. So now China sees any sort of virtual currency, any sort of crypto as a threat. They're trying to eliminate it, get rid of the threat. But the great thing about Bitcoin, the great thing what this piece of news coming out today shows us, is that no matter what China tries to do, whether they shut down all businesses that are participating in crypto-related activities, or they block people from investing in crypto, or they block crypto mining and ban it, what this is showing us is that no matter how hard China tries, and they're trying pretty hard, they can't get rid of crypto. Crypto's here to stay. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. Bitcoin's decentralized, and we're seeing that really take place no matter how hard China tries. Second largest economy in the world. No matter how hard they're trying, they simply just can't get rid of crypto, and that's a pat on the back to the crypto world, because it shows Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto is doing exactly what designed, that no one government organization can control it, and that's a great sign for us moving forward. We're seeing that no longer is news coming out of China causing fear in the market. People are expecting this to be bad. So now we're not seeing the market overreact either. The market's up on a day that we're seeing bad news come out of China. So all of this is actually pretty positive news. People are thinking that it's important that China's doing this now because they're finally starting to roll out their digital yuan. It's the first time ever where they're really starting to pay people. Employees are getting paid with it. You could pay businesses with it. You could pay for going on the train with it. So now it's like the digital yuan is finally being rolled out, and anything that could potentially get in the way, they're starting to ban that, starting to crack down even more. But the good news for us is that despite negative news, despite all this bad news coming out from China, it's not hurting the crypto market anymore. Crypto is still up on a day where bad news came out. Crypto, people are still investing in it. Things are looking pretty good. Speaking of crypto doing well, though, one thing I want to talk about is what's going on with whale accounts. That's second on our list. And whale accounts have been accumulating more and more Bitcoin over the last couple of days. In the month of July 2021, so in the last 7 days, they've purchased over $3 billion worth of Bitcoin already. And another thing is that we saw that whale accounts purchased over 60,000 Bitcoin in a single day on July 3rd, 2021. This is important because now we're starting to see whale addresses increase. That's addresses that hold between 100 and 10,000 Bitcoin. We're seeing the number of these wallets increase, which means more big money players are getting involved. And we're also seeing that pre-existing whale accounts are also adding to their positions. And every time we've seen this in the past, we have seen crypto start to enter a bull run, start to recover. For example, last time we started to see a major accumulation of Bitcoin from these big addresses was back in December, like November, December, and January of the last, of 2020 and in 2021, or late 2020, early 2021. That was the last time we started to see a major accumulation of Bitcoin from whale accounts. And so we're starting to see that happen again. Every single time we see this happen, that's when we start to see a massive rally take place. Because you got to remember, crypto market right now has a market cap of 1.47 trillion. So when you start talking about billions of dollars, some sort of institutions, whether we're talking about companies like MicroStrategy or Tesla, or if we're talking about investment firms, let's say like Blackstone or BlackRock, when we start seeing companies that have billions of dollars to throw around get involved in crypto, well, it's easy to go from a $1.47 trillion market cap to, let's say, a $2 or $3 trillion market cap. It's very easy for that to happen because these people have tens of billions of dollars that they could allocate to any investment they want at any given time. And what we're seeing now is that they're starting to decide and starting to pick Bitcoin again. Previously, we had seen a couple, with all the FUD coming out from China, some people were getting nervous, but now we're starting to see people are getting more and more bullish on crypto. They're getting more excited about it again, and these big money players are getting involved yet again. Speaking of big money players, we have been talking a lot about hedge funds lately. One of the big stories that we have been talking about specifically is what has been going on with hedge funds. A couple of different things have come out with hedge funds recently. The first is with what happened in Germany, and that is that in Germany, there was a bill that was recently passed that allows hedge funds to allocate up to 20% of their portfolios into crypto. We've talked about this a couple of times, but this is really important because it's basically going to give about $425 billion, make that much money available to be invested in crypto. And this is important for a couple of reasons. First of all, Germany is a major economy in Europe, one of the biggest, and also because previously all of these funds in Germany were not allowed to invest in crypto, but now they are. So this could be a reason why we're seeing a bit of an uptick in the number of whale addresses and whale accounts increasing their position. This could be because of it, because in the last couple of days, we've seen over 60,000 Bitcoin purchased on July 3rd. This could be one of the reasons why we're seeing it. But with regards to hedge funds, the major story that came out within the last 12 hours, actually, maybe 24 hours now, but the major story is what happened with a hedge fund, a $55 billion hedge fund called Marshall Wace, which is planning to invest in the crypto sector. They said they're starting off with investing in privately owned late-stage finance companies, digital finance companies, and then eventually they may progress and eventually start trading crypto like Bitcoin and Ethereum. But the important part with this is that by no means is this the largest hedge fund. It's $55 billion, but it's definitely not the smallest. $55 billion is a lot of money, definitely a lot of money. And starting to see one or two hedge funds get involved means that, you know what? The floodgates are opening. We're going to start to see more and more big money players get involved. We're seeing whale accounts accumulating. Great sign. We're seeing now Germany, they passed a law that allows special funds to invest up to 20% of their portfolios. That's a great thing for big accounts. Now we're actually seeing action taking place because we're seeing a $55 billion hedge fund in London, a London-based hedge fund, is starting to allocate money to crypto. And this is exactly what we want to see happen. We want to see some big money players, some hedge funds, some investment firms start to get involved, because as soon as we start seeing this happen, which, when we continue to see more hedge funds like Marshall Wace get involved, all of their competitors are going to do the same thing. Just think about it. If your competitor is starting to invest in something, or starting to offer a new service, or starting to do something, you're going to do the same thing, because you don't want to fall behind. And that's exactly what we're seeing starting to happen right now, which is very exciting. We've previously seen that hedge funds, according to top 100 hedge fund managers in the world, there was a study done just the other day. We've talked about this quite a few times. Back in June, the study was done, and they explained how they're going to allocate up to 7% of their portfolio into crypto. That was the average. Average was 7% across the top 100 hedge funds. So this is exciting. We're starting to see this happen, very early stages, but the great news is that the ball is getting rolling, and it's just like a snowball effect. We see a couple of whale addresses added to their position. We see a couple of major institutions come out and announce that they're investing. That's going to start snowballing, and we're going to start to see more big money players. We're going to start to see the SEC pass a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF, and all of this is going to help push Bitcoin into a bull run in the second half of the year, into a bull market. And that is something that is very, very exciting. Very exciting. Speaking of other things that are very exciting, I'm going to throw this up a little bit in the order, because I know a lot of you guys are asking about it, and something that I am very excited about. So that's specifically what's going on with Dogecoin. Dogecoin has two big announcements that came out within the last couple of days. The first is, not in the last couple of days, last 24 hours, even 12 hours, two big announcements. The first is what is going on with the US government, congressmen, congresswomen who are actually buying Dogecoin. So we're going to go over that one first. So US congressmen came out, bought Dogecoin, Ethereum, and Cardano amid the rising prices of crypto, amid what's been going on recently. This is important because what we saw is Alabama Congressman Barry Moore has purchased a range of cryptocurrencies in recent months, and what we know is we don't know exactly how much he bought of each one, but what we do know is that according to a couple of disclosures, it says that he purchased Doge, Ethereum, and Cardano, according to a couple of trading disclosures that were filed with the clerk of the House of Representatives on July 2nd. So just the other day, he, revealed that he was investing in those three: Ethereum, Cardano, and Dogecoin. He had said that he had bought a lot of Ethereum in May, some Cardano in May, and then recently, on June 13th, he said he bought Dogecoin. So this is exciting to see, because everyone in government seems to blow off crypto, seems to blow off like meme coins. They seem to hate meme coins, especially in social investing, social media arbitrage investing. They seem to hate that. But it's interesting to see that a congressman is actually purchasing crypto, and not just purchasing Bitcoin. The three that they specified were Dogecoin, Cardano, and Ethereum. And like Cardano and Ethereum are two of my favorite cryptos out there. Like Dogecoin's fun and great, but it's just interesting to see, and it's a great sign to see that congressmen are getting involved in what people would call meme coins or garbage coins sometimes. People refer to Dogecoin and Shiba Inu as just being trash. But we're seeing people with major influence in this country think otherwise. Because he's obviously not putting money into Dogecoin thinking he's going to lose it all. Definitely not thinking that. So that's a good. But then also the other piece of good news with this is that having people who are actively participating in making the laws and voting to make laws in this country who are pro-crypto, that's also something that we want to see. We want to see people who are voting on laws and passing new legislation that actively own crypto, because then that's going to help the entire crypto world. If there's laws being passed that are helping crypto in the US, that's going to help everyone who already owns it. So that's something that's very exciting to see. The second thing going on with Dogecoin right now is what's going on with Robinhood. So I looked into Robinhood's documents a bit further, found this article which also summarizes it very nicely, and that's that Robinhood, we've already spoken about how Robinhood, filing for their IPO, they've increased their number of users from 7 million in March of 2020 to about 18 million in March of 2021. They've grown rapidly, over 100% in terms of users. They added over 10 million users in the last year. We know that crypto makes up a good portion of their business, not the most. It goes options make up about 40%, equities make up about 25%, and then crypto makes up 17%. So that's what we know right now. But out of that 17%, which is crypto, they said one of the big risks, one thing in their filing with the SEC, it explained how Dogecoin makes up a major portion of their crypto business. So crypto in general makes up 17% of their whole business. Dogecoin makes up a large percentage of that. And the interesting thing with this is that in the documents, it revealed that they actually made $30 million from clients specifically trading Dogecoin. And that's exciting to see, because what it means is that right now, for example, Robinhood, their revenue was around 900, I believe, you could correct me, but I believe it's right around $952 million, right around $950 million in the first half of the year. According to their filings. So 30 million of that makes up a pretty big portion of it. But the exciting thing here is that because we're seeing crypto do so well with Robinhood, it's started to push them into developing out their product offerings a lot sooner. So for example, they've been talking for quite a few months now on building out a crypto digital wallet. So you can use your Dogecoin to purchase and buy things at other places. They've said in the past, like Mark Cuban has come out in the past and said, the biggest thing holding back Dogecoin right now is that, and crypto, is that Robinhood doesn't offer a digital wallet, meaning that if you have crypto on Robinhood, you can't buy stuff on you can't go to a store and buy stuff. You can't buy stuff online. You're stuck with all your money in Robinhood, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you can't use your crypto to go and buy at other places. So that's a problem. But now that we see all these numbers coming out on Robinhood, on their crypto business, specifically with Dogecoin, with Bitcoin, now that we're seeing how big and how much money it actually makes up of their business, they're going to want to make their crypto offerings, crypto trading, crypto digital wallets, they're going to want to make their crypto business as good as possible. They're going to want to keep improving on this fast, because they realize the opportunity there to, take market share away from Coinbase. They're going to add more coins, but they've talked about all of this. And this is great for the entire crypto world, because what it means is that they have 18 million users. They're growing rapidly, and everyone who I talk to, well, let's say 90% of the people I talk to, they like Robinhood because it's simple and easy. Yes, there is a very strong portion of the community that hates Robinhood because of what they did in the past, reacting to GameStop and AMC. But for the most part, even if they hate it, even if they didn't like how they handled the situation, most people still use Robinhood simply because it's so easy. It's not intimidating, and it's easy. So because of this, I think Robinhood announcing with Dogecoin that it made up a large portion of their business, it's going to push them into getting their crypto wallet released sooner, and also it's going to make them offer more cryptocurrencies, which is just going to help the entire crypto world. One thing that I do like about Robinhood versus Coinbase, like Coinbase is my main crypto platform, but one thing about Robinhood in particular is that they offer zero commission trading. And yes, I understand they still make money off of the time, they still make money from us every time we make a purchase, every time we, buy a stock, sells, they still make money on the spread. But the thing is that Coinbase, even though it's my favorite, it has very, very high commission fees, very high transaction fees. So Robinhood continuing to say how they're making a lot of money from crypto is going to push them into offering more products, get their digital wallet out, and push zero commission trading in the crypto world, which is going to make it more appealing to people, not just people who invest in crypto now, but to everyone. So I think it's going to continue to help out moving forward. But right now, this is very exciting news coming out of Robinhood with regards to crypto, with regards to Dogecoin, just regards to helping out the crypto world and helping it continue to grow over the next couple of years, next couple of months. Other thing that's going to help crypto continue to grow, and I think this is a major, major story, is what's going on with Visa. Visa came out and said that their crypto-linked card usage on that card topped $1 billion in the first half of 2021. This has beat everyone's expectations. This did it much better than anyone was expecting. And this shows you that people, when given the opportunity to buy something with Bitcoin, buy something with Dogecoin, buy something with crypto in general, they're taking advantage of that opportunity. Visa has a card. They have partnerships with a couple different exchanges, a couple different platforms. But what we're seeing is that Visa was estimating they were going to have a lot smaller lot less money processed for crypto transactions. But what they said on Wednesday, July 7th, more than $1 billion worth of crypto was spent by consumers globally on goods and services through their crypto-linked cards in the first half of this year. And we have to think about this. Let's think of this in terms of numbers. Right now, in the US, there are 6% of people in the US who own crypto and about a quarter of investors who own crypto. So that means such a small portion of the population actually owns crypto in the US. Yet despite all this, we saw over $1 billion spent on goods and services using Visa's crypto debit card. Imagine when we start to see crypto really get penetration into general society and general consumers. When more people actually start to own crypto, and rather than it being 6% or 7%, once we see it get to 50 or 60%, Visa is making it so easy for people to actually use crypto. And if they're seeing this, they partner with all these companies. They do business with so many companies and process payments all over the world. It's going to just help crypto in general, help get it out to more people. The one thing that I've talked about multiple times, which I think is going to change crypto forever, is going to be when it's extremely easy for people to do it. When it's extremely easy for people to own, for people to buy it, for people to use it to purchase goods. That's going to be when we see it take off. So Visa having, their crypto cards, that helps. One of the big things I think going to be looking forward is going to be, obviously we have Visa and MasterCard, but Apple and Google, when they offer crypto wallets into, let's say on your phone with Apple Wallet, if they start offering crypto directly in there where you can buy and sell Bitcoin, you can use it at places, that's going to change crypto forever. That's going to make it so more people can own it, and that's going to be extremely, extremely beneficial for the entire crypto world. Because think about it. If you're going to go to a store and pay with whatever's easiest. If you have cash, and let's say you only have cash, you're going to pay with cash. If you have a card, you're going to use a card. If you have everything on your phone and you don't have to bring your wallet, you're going to use whatever's on your phone. So it's just going to be a lot easier to use crypto in the future. And I think everything going on with Robinhood developing their crypto wallet, between Visa having crypto cards, MasterCard, their cards, and then Apple all developing the same things, this is all going to help crypto moving forward. Big story with Ethereum. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but everyone's been talking about for months now what's been going on with Ethereum. They're saying Ethereum's going to surpass Bitcoin in terms of market cap. It's called Ethereum flippening. It's called flippening, when Ethereum's market cap would surpass Bitcoin's. Right now, we still got a long way to go. Right now, Ethereum's at $273 billion market cap. Bitcoin's at a $648 billion market cap. So we still have a long way to go. But this is starting to change, because what is going on right now is we're seeing in a couple of countries a couple of exchanges, and a couple of institutions, they're saying that right now they are already starting to see Ethereum overtake Bitcoin in certain aspects. We already saw the other day that Ethereum overtook Bitcoin in terms of active wallet addresses. There are more active wallet addresses of Ethereum than Bitcoin. But in addition to this, Goldman Sachs came out the other day and they said that while they are bullish on Ethereum, they do think Ethereum could overtake Bitcoin as a store of value, they still think there's a long way to go for it to be, like, let's say, as big as gold. And it may not ever happen. But according to a report from Business Insider just the other day, they said that they see Ethereum as having more potential, actually, than Bitcoin, because there are so many more use cases, so many people building applications on their platform. You got to think about it. Bitcoin's great. It's digital gold, and people treat it as such. But when you think of Ethereum, you think of smart contracts, you think of DeFi, you think of NFTs. There are so many things actually being developed using Ethereum's network that it's not just, like an asset where you can store your money and, invest in it. Ethereum is something where it actually is going to potentially replace the entire financial world as we know it. So that is something that's very exciting. And according to Goldman Sachs, they said in a note to clients just the other day that they are very bullish on Ethereum and definitely think it can overtake Bitcoin because of all these use cases of Ethereum. On the other hand, though, they said right now, while they are bullish on Ether, they said that it's not superior to gold, yet at least. They said right now, gold is competing with crypto to the same extent it is competing with other risky assets such as equities and cyclical commodities. They say we view gold as a defensive inflation hedge and crypto as a risk-on inflation hedge. So he said they're very different because gold definitely not as risky as crypto depending on which one you invest in. And they also say that with right now, they're not saying it's not like you shouldn't invest in crypto or you shouldn't get in it. They say, yes, we think Ethereum could surpass Bitcoin, but right now you still can't compare them to gold. In addition to this, where we're talking about Ethereum flipping, according to Celsius Network CEO, Alex, he came out and said that he's already starting to see Ethereum flipping happen. He's already actively seeing it happen because what is going on is, he said, according to data from the Celsius community, the total holdings of the Celsius community, he said that right now they manage $17 billion in deposits of different customers, different coins that they own. Out of the $17 billion that they have, he explained how there is more Ethereum than there is Bitcoin. More of their customers, in terms of total dollar amount, out of their $17 billion, have Ethereum than Bitcoin. And he thinks that this is going to start to take place not just on they're using their platform, but it's going to start happening in the entire crypto world, and we're going to start to see Ethereum overtake Bitcoin. So for everyone who says, Ethereum is going to overtake Bitcoin, we have a couple of key metrics that are already starting to take place. The first is that we have more Ethereum active wallet addresses than we have Bitcoin active wallet addresses. That's the first thing. The second thing is that some of these platforms like Celsius and the Celsius community already says out of their $17 billion worth of deposits, they have more of Ethereum than of Bitcoin. That's the second thing. So, and then the third thing is that major institutions, individuals, myself included, people like Ethereum better for a couple things. The first is that people like Ethereum better simply because it has more use cases. It has decentralized finance applications, it has NFTs, it has smart contracts. But they also like Ethereum better because with Ethereum, they see it as having more upside than Bitcoin. People who are new to crypto, they don't really like Bitcoin. They're like, Bitcoin's been around forever. It's not going anywhere. I'm not going to make so much money with it. It seems like the baby boomer of crypto. It's like, why do I want to invest in Bitcoin? Ethereum, on the other hand, not treated like that. There's a lot of positive sentiment around Ethereum. People definitely really like that. And according to the CEO of Celsius, he said right now what he's seeing is that the flipping has already happened. It's already surpassed Bitcoin in terms of dollars on the Celsius community. He thinks it's going to happen to the total market at some point within the next year or two. And ultimately, he says that right now, people seem to just like Ethereum better because there's a lot more practical uses for that than we see with Bitcoin. Same thing was said by Galaxy Digital founder and CEO Mike Novogratz. He predicted that Ethereum could become the largest cryptocurrency in the world one day. He said this just about a week ago. So we're starting to see everyone, change tones a bit. And I think once we start to see Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs pass, I think that's definitely going to help out with this flipping actually happen, because right now most institutions, if they invest in crypto, they only invest in Bitcoin. Yes, some of them invest in Ethereum, but for the most part, if you're a big institution, they only have exposure to Bitcoin. So once we start to see more investment products, investment vehicles that allow institutions to invest, that's going to be when I think we see Ethereum pass Bitcoin, because right now Ethereum, for the most part, retail investors, not a lot of big money players. But that's going to start changing, because when we start seeing billions of dollars come in from institutions, that's going to help really skyrocket Ethereum's price. Because think about it. MicroStrategy owns about $3 billion worth of Bitcoin. And if they put that $3 billion into Ethereum, they would own over 1% of the entire Ethereum market cap. So when we start talking about institutions throwing around billions of dollars, if they put money into Ethereum, it's going to have a big impact. If a couple of firms put a couple $1 billion in, that's automatically going to push Ethereum's price up like 5-10%. Just from you could have a handful of institutions do it and would automatically push the price of Ethereum up. So there's a lot going on with Ethereum right now, a lot to like about it. But I definitely think we will see it surpass Bitcoin in terms of market cap. It's just going to be a matter of time, honestly. Yeah, a couple people are saying that Bitcoin, Grayscale Ethereum Trust, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. But when we start looking at the data, for Grayscale Bitcoin Trust and Grayscale Ethereum Trust, we see that for Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, it is significantly larger. I'm pulling it up right now. But for Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, we have $22 billion under management. $22 billion under management. And then when we look at Grayscale Ethereum Trust, it's only $7 billion. So you can see right here, Grayscale Ethereum Trust, $7.2 billion, and Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, $22 billion. So obviously we're seeing institutions still, they're choosing Bitcoin over Ethereum for a lot of cases, but that's starting to change. We're starting to see, as more of these investment products are going to get offered, Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETFs, we're going to start to see this start to change, especially with ETH 2.0, because one of the biggest concerns from institutions is energy efficiency and ESG concerns, environmental concerns. So once we start to see that Ethereum becomes more energy efficient with the ETH 2.0 upgrades, moving from proof of work to proof of stake, I think we're going to start to see a lot more big money players choose Ethereum over Bitcoin. Because right now, for example, Tesla, they're not accepting Bitcoin as payments anymore because they said that it's not energy efficient, it's not good for the environment. They said they're going to resume it once it's better, once there's over 50% renewable energy for mining Bitcoin. But right now, what we're seeing is that most institutions, they're choosing Bitcoin, but that is changing. We're starting to see the trend change. There's currently more active wallet addresses for Ethereum than Bitcoin. And I think that once we see Ethereum become more energy efficient, a lot of companies are going to say, look, we need to keep up with we need to invest in certain things that are good for the environment. We have certain regulations, certain rules in place that we need to follow for our investments. So they're going to start picking Ethereum over Bitcoin. A couple more topics I want to go over, but if you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. Let's see if we get this video up to 500 likes. I appreciate all you guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. And if you are just joining us, make sure to throw something in the comments to talk about. If I know about it, I'll talk about it. If I don't know about it, we're going to talk about it next video, because I don't want to talk about something that I don't have enough information on. But let's see if we get this video to 500 likes, and let's keep the ball rolling. We got a couple more exciting topics I do want to go over. A couple of big sports partnerships as well, which are very, very big news, and it's one of the biggest sports in the world. Global, not just like the NBA. This is huge. So next up, let's talk about what's going on with Binance. Binance has been just getting wrecked lately. They've been getting into a lot of trouble with countries all across the world, and they're getting banned. They're getting kicked out of countries. Not looking great for Binance. So crypto exchange Binance, more bad news is just piling on for them. And Binance temporarily suspends payments from EU's SEPA network. And this comes at a time where people who use Binance have not had the best of experience recently. Japan's regulator said last month that Binance was operating in the country illegally. Germany's watchdog said in April that Binance risked being fined for offering tokens connected to stocks. Thailand, they said they filed a criminal complaint against Binance. European Union, they said the other day that Binance, I believe, was doing business illegally in the country. They didn't have the proper approvals, proper licenses. So all across the world, we're starting to see that Binance is becoming the main target. And this is big because right now Binance is the largest cryptocurrency exchange in terms of volume. They have the most crypto transactions in terms of volume. More people use this than any other platform. But the problem is like they're getting kicked out of a lot of countries. Right now, for example, with this new announcement from with regards to the EU's SEPA network, what they said is that any deposits attempted via SEPA in the meantime will be returned and won't go through. They'll be returned within 7 working days. Withdrawals, they said, will be unaffected by the suspension. It will still work, but it's probably not going to get any better, to be honest, because it's only been getting worse and worse for Binance, and things have been getting Things have been getting piled onto one another. More bad news comes out from Binance with regards to potential crypto scams. And it's just not looking great for Binance right now. Let me know what you guys think about Binance. Do you use it? Do you like it? What do you think about it? Me personally, I used to use Binance in like 2017. I don't use it anymore, but I did used to use it. Next up, let's talk about what's going on with Elon Musk. He tweeted out just the other day, fake quote on Twitter about Warren Buffett, deleted the post quickly after, but he said this, found on the internet. We know Elon Musk is always just trolling with people, but he said, look, find as many coins as you can and fast. And it quoted Warren Buffett with just a picture on his best financial advice. And the interesting thing about this is that typically, whenever Elon Musk has come out and tweeted about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, whenever we've seen him tweet about anything, we have always seen the market react, have like an extreme reaction to whatever he said, whether it was with Bitcoin being poor and not being great and how Tesla wouldn't be accepting it, we saw the market crash. When he said how Dogecoin, he was, talking a lot about Dogecoin, we'd always see the price of Dogecoin increase. But now what we're seeing is that when he tweets out, whether it's a tweet about Warren Buffett, whether it's something else, we're seeing that the market is not reacting as much as it used to. And this is surprising. Well, it's not surprising, but we're starting to see a shift. It's the same thing that's happening with China. China comes out with negative news on crypto, like they did earlier, banning, basically forcing a software company to shut down because they did business with a crypto firm, and the market didn't react. It was like, whatever, we expect that sort of news from China. And the same thing is happening with Elon Musk. At this point, when Elon Musk tweets something about crypto, people are just like, you know what? We're expecting not to have, we're expecting Elon to be Elon and just troll everyone and tweet whatever he wants. So we're starting to see the so-called Elon Musk effect really start to just not be there anymore. People are not following what he says word for word. He still gets a bunch of engagement, just as like what he normally did. But the difference now is that people are looking at what he says, listening to what he says, but instead of reacting, they're just consuming the content and not reacting as much. So it's interesting to see that now we're seeing like Elon Musk, he's still tweeting, doing his thing, but we're seeing the market now really start to mature, start to develop more, and that's great. That shows us that, look, if Elon Musk tweets, yes, he's influential, but he's not going to cause the market to crash. Like, if China comes out and says something about crypto, yes, they're the second biggest economy, but they're not going to cause the crypto to go to zero. So that's just good for us right now. We're seeing that, market's maturing, and that even though he comes out and tweets some sort of silly picture or says something, that it's not going to cause the entire market to just tank. So I like that. I like to see that the market is maturing. Moving on, let's talk about what's going on with crypto in another country. We've been talking a lot about crypto recently in other countries all around the world, and everyone's like, Michael, why do I care about what's going on in Thailand with crypto? Why do I care about what's going on in Germany or Nigeria? The important thing is that all these countries are millions of more people who can have exposure to crypto, millions of more countries where there could be billions of dollars poured in. And what we're seeing now is that one country in particular where there has been a lot of restrictions put in place, negative things going on recently, is in Nigeria. And in Nigeria, there's been a ban that was put on crypto recently. The Central Bank of Nigeria ordered banks to identify any people or businesses who were conducting transactions in crypto or running crypto exchanges and ensure that the accounts were closed immediately. But the positive news here is that we're seeing the entire crypto market in Nigeria, retail investors in Nigeria not care. And ultimately what we're seeing is that despite bans being put in place, despite banks, having these restrictions in Nigeria, despite there being restrictions elsewhere, what we're seeing is that ultimately Nigerian investors have still been increasing their crypto investments recently. In May, it says Nigeria received $2.4 billion worth of crypto. $2.4 billion compared to $684 million last December. So that's about 3-4 times more than what they did in December. So we're seeing, even with bans in place, people in Nigeria at least are looking towards crypto because of what's been going on with inflation. And we're going to see this in not just Nigeria, but we're seeing it in other countries that may be struggling with inflation all across the world. Even though Bitcoin is volatile, even though, prices can move 10-20% in a given day, it's possible. It's happened multiple times. The thing is that a lot of people in countries, let's say even like El Salvador or Venezuela or let's say Nigeria, just countries that maybe the local currency isn't the most stable or they don't have the best economy. It's not like one of the leaders in the world. What we're seeing is that a lot of people in these countries are looking towards crypto and transacting with crypto rather than with the local currency. So that's what we're seeing in Nigeria right now. They're saying that there's a couple of stories of people who are transacting, like merchants, over $2 million or $5 million every single day in Bitcoin rather than use the local currency, simply because of inflation rate. Inflation rate in Nigeria is at 18%. So countries where maybe getting the US dollar is a little more difficult, they're looking to crypto. Let's say you do in El Salvador, or let's say you're in Nigeria and you want to have something more secure. It's not always easy to get US dollars, but it's very easy to get Bitcoin or crypto. You just go to exchange, you go online, you just purchase it. Very easy. Easy to do that. A couple more stories, one or two more things. And if you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the stream. Let's see if we get this video up to 500 likes. Everyone's been asking about Tugboat. And I told you, once we get the video to 500 likes, we'll bring Tugboat out. I promised it. When we get to 500 likes, we're going to bring Tugboat out, and we'll bring him on. We've done it a couple times in the past, but yeah, that's all we need. Okay. Next up, let's go over one thing going on with sports. A major partnership, nearly $200 million between Crypto.com and a major sports organization. So just the other day, within the last 24 hours, we saw that a major announcement came out from the UFC. And they announced that they are officially signed a partnership for $175 million. They called it a fight kit sponsorship with Crypto.com. This was on Wednesday, July 7th. They told CNBC. They didn't give us the specific details, but according to people familiar with the deal, they said it's worth $175 million for about 10 years. And this is exciting, because what we're seeing is that right now in crypto, we have major partnerships being signed with a bunch of different sports organizations. We saw the Portland Trailblazers sign a deal with Stormex just last week. We saw that the Miami Heat renamed their arena from American Airlines Arena to the FTX Arena. FTX is a crypto exchange. In addition to this, we saw that FTX signed a major partnership with the MLB and umpires. So now umpires are going to have an FTX patch on their uniforms. So we're also seeing that the Spurs, San Antonio Spurs, are potentially talking with crypto companies as well. So what we're seeing is that crypto is getting heavily integrated into sports. And this is important because think about how many millions of people watch sports every single year. Whether we're talking about the MLB, whether we're talking about NBA, whether we're talking about UFC, so many people watch sports. But this deal in particular is huge because there are hundreds of millions of people who watch UFC, who get exposure to UFC. It's a worldwide sport. It's not like the NBA or it's not like the NFL, which is huge in the US, massive in the US, but not as big elsewhere. This is a really, really huge deal. Soon we'll probably start seeing some with soccer, which is the biggest sport in the world. But right now, $175 million fight kit sponsorship with the UFC is a major deal. It's going to help crypto. Not just Crypto.com, but the entire crypto world. Because think about it. If millions of people see crypto as a sponsor, they see this name, it's constantly in their mind, it's going to bring more people subconsciously into the crypto world. So very exciting stuff. Do we have any more stories? Let me just take a quick look. I don't think so. Let me know if you guys are just joining us. If you can, please be sure to like the stream, subscribe. Just double checking that we covered everything. Boom. Got it. Okay, so that basically wraps it up. Right now, the market is up 2.11%. Bitcoin has that key technical indicator. It just recently crossed 100-day moving average. Ethereum, same as well. And right now, things are looking really, really good for crypto. Potentially could be seeing a breakout happen and reach new all-time highs between technical indicators, between whale accounts, and between institutions starting to get involved, hedge funds starting to get more integrated into crypto. But that's what's really going on with crypto. Hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Sorry about earlier. We had a bit of a mishap, but all fixed now. We're all good. I got a video planned for you guys later. Hope you like it, and hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you